to me.
It's
See. All right then.
Mm-mm.
We're live.
Are we live?
We're live.
We're live.
This comes out of my salary.
Right
Ow!
there.
Now you're really peeking,
Who, me? Good.
Yeah.
Which one?
Greg.
Oh,
Yeah, boy, I did. I just looked at the waveform. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I won't yell again.
peeking and freaking.
Thank you for not uploading. All right.
Yeah,
How you guys doing?
I'm
Doing
fine.
good? Yeah.
Do I look?
Yeah, why not?
Do I look more detailed? Do I
No.
look higher res?
Dear God,
No.
no.
Yeah, maybe a little. You can see
Really?
the background details.
It's a broader scope, right?
A little bit.
You can see,
Yeah.
you see more of my surroundings now.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Hello and welcome to episode 812 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, May 31st, 2022. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. And with me, as always, from Canada is Mr. Greg Seward.
Yellow.
How's it going there, sir?
Not bad, not bad. It's been a big day of racing today, so
Yeah.
you know. That's
Got
all.
your
That's all I got.
Monaco GP or something going on.
Yep, Monaco was this morning, actually.
Oh yeah.
And IndyCar stuff.
Indy 500, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going.
The
F1.
F1 is Monaco GP.
Okay.
Daytona.
Nope.
Oh,
No Daytona. No.
Right series though. NASCAR. You're
Okay.
you're getting there.
okay.
Anyway,
I can see
I'm
the
not gonna
race in the
make you
background
guess
there,
it.
so
Yeah.
we'll only have half your attention. That's all right.
No, I'm not
we
really paying
have
attention to
from
it.
the great state of Washington, Mr. Filthy Bald.
Why, that's me.
You're not watching any racing right now.
Well, I in a way I kind of am because I'm seeing the reflection in Greg.
Right?
Yeah.
You're watching
So
half of a race backwards.
I'm not intending
Yeah.
to watch a race, but here we are.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
can't help it because I'm trying to look at Greg because who wouldn't want to look at that?
Amen to that.
And I'm just seeing I'm being distracted by cars.
You know those YouTube videos where you're trying to watch whatever series, like cartoon from the 80s, but of course, if they just put it up on YouTube, it would be copyright stricken. So they reverse the image and like have it
Oh,
in a
yeah.
little window or something.
Yeah, they have like a big frame around it, and yeah, the image is flipped.
Yeah, that's basically what this is for
Those little-
racing right
Those little
now.
tricks to avoid copyright strikes.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the audio will cut out every 30 seconds.
yeah.
I watch a lot of bootleg television on YouTube. I don't do that
People
ever.
go through a lot of hassle
They do. It's surprising, really.
to share old episodes of Mask.
And why wouldn't
The
you?
mask is great.
Mobile Armored Strike Command.
I loved those toys. I had so many of those toys.
Did you really?
Oh my God.
I didn't have any Mask toys.
Really? No, that was
I had
one
the
of
car. I had the car that.
the car. You know, there were lots
Yeah,
of
the
cars.
car. You
Make
know, the
masks,
one
right?
that.
Matt
The one
Tracker's car.
Matt Tracker's car, the red one.
Yeah, the
With
red
the-
one.
with
The
the gull
doors
wing.
open up.
The red. I think it was an.
Pop
I
up.
think it was an IROC Camaro.
Yeah.
I had a lot of them. They were kind of like once I had a paper route
hmm
and I had money to spend. That was one of the things that I would spend it on.
Oh.
Because up until that point, I've been pretty much collecting like GoBots.
Yeah.
And then when I had, when I moved past my $5 every 2 week allowance and got a paper route,
Yeah.
then I was buying
Rolling the dough.
Transformers and mask toys.
Oh, you graduated from GoBots. Now I have Transformers money.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it was. Now
Yeah.
I have Transformers money.
I'm not down there with the pores.
Transformers were
buying GoBots.
expensive, man.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And GoBots were so cheap.
Yes,
and I
they
love
were.
GoBots. I love GoBots.
You will
They're-
never hear
Mm.
a disparaging
Yeah.
remark about the GoBots from me.
Yeah.
I love the GoBots.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
how about we talk about some video game news?
Like,
sounds-
I mean, if we're done talking about GoBots, I guess
Plan. We're done talking about GoBot.
I'm never done talking about GoBots.
I'd love to. I would love to collect GoBots again, but I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
I'd love to have my old GoBots. I had so many of those.
Hmm.
The biggest problem with them too, though, I'm still talking about GoBots. One of the biggest problems with the
That's
GoBots was also that I felt like a lot of them use that terrible like chromed plastic
Oh,
that
definitely.
would wear out really fast.
Yes.
Almost instantly.
Yeah.
Really?
Like I think
Yeah.
Cy Kill's arms were like that. And it's
Yeah.
just like, no, now it looks crappy.
Yeah, they don't maintain their structural integrity.
Mm.
Legs get really floppy.
Yeah, that too.
Right.
If you
Yeah.
have ones that rely on the legs kind of pushing up, the thighs going into the legs when you transform them.
Yeah, old Turbo
don't hold
had
as
trouble
well.
keeping it together in car mode by the end of his
Exactly.
run. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so many GoBots were built that way.
Yeah.
I mean, they were so simple. It's like pull out the arms, pull down the legs, flip the head. There,
Boom.
transformed.
There it is.
Done.
Mhm.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
$5.
Phoning that design in.
Yep. Loved it.
Yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Sony's new and improved PlayStation Plus service has launched in Asia. So we have a bit of a glimpse into some of the things that are coming with the new service, including, first of all, they decided to start charging people the difference if they had stacked discounted memberships
Mm-hmm.
prior to the new launch. Sony was apparently charging people the difference between the discounted rate and the full rate. So even if Sony was the one who sold you the discount initially,
Oh, so even if you hadn't signed up for a different tier, they just were like back charging the difference?
no,
from
if
it?
you had signed
I
up,
guess
so
not
let's say you
backcharging, but-
you were stacking PlayStation Plus and PS Now.
Yeah, I used the wrong
You bought both at a discounted rate. They would be charging you for the difference for however long your stacked membership
Right.
had been.
That's what I
People were
meant.
going-
I chose the
People
wrong
were going
words there.
nuts buying discounted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People always did that.
Of course, yeah.
And then Sony said, "Oh no, wait,
Oh, no, wait.
we're gonna."
we're gonna need that difference.
Yeah.
But they've backed off of it and said that it was a technical glitch that caused that particular thing. Which
Whoops.
if the system's built that way to do that,
They backed
doesn't
off
still-
when they realized that the canary was dead.
doesn't so
And
much seem
backpedaled.
like it was a glitch in that was the intended way, and then you just
Yeah.
figured out that
But hey, you know what? If they backpedaled,
something like that.
then everything's cool.
The computer glitched
did,
and
yeah.
thought we could get away with this,
Yes, exactly.
but it turned out people complained.
Yeah.
So the computer glitch fixed itself. Whoops.
We fixed the glitch. Yeah. Office Space. Anyway,
so Milton's been let go then?
That's right. That's exactly it. And then another piece of news here, the PlayStation Classics that they are offering with the service now, some of those anyway, are the PAL Region 50 Hertz versions.
I would love to hear a legitimate explanation because they did the same thing with the PlayStation Mini.
yeah.
They did, yeah.
Like,
PlayStation
I'd
Classic.
love to know why.
And you would think that after the PlayStation Classic and after so many people were upset about that, they wouldn't repeat it
Right.
later.
Ooh.
But it looks like they have repeated it, at least in Hong Kong and the territories where PlayStation Plus has launched. So some of the games are the PAL region stuff, most notably the Sony Computer Entertainment stuff.
Hmm.
So your Hot Shots Golf, your Jumping Flash, your Ape Escape,
Oh.
50 hertz. But your games like Mr. Driller and Tekken 2, those are 60 hertz.
Those have all the hertz.
Hmm.
They got all the hertz. So we'll see what happens when this launches in more territories. That's going to be Japan on June 2nd, the US on June 13th, and Europe gets it on June 23rd. So
Hmm.
apparently they have already patched some of the games because of the complaint.
Oh,
But
really?
what it does is it just adds ghosting to the frames. It doesn't actually
Oh.
change anything. It just
It's not like they got the 60 hertz. They didn't like just replace it with the NTSC version.
no.
They just turned on like motion smoothing.
That's right. Basically,
With today's prices, they
Ghosted
just can't
image.
afford to buy the NTSC versions. So
I guess not. Yeah.
We're just going with whatever's in the library right now, whatever they've got on the shelf.
They accidentally delete their ROM folder of the NTSC stuff.
Man, I
Yeah,
hate when that happens.
apparently, Digital Foundry did a video on the new service, which I'll link in the show notes. But one of the things that is in this classics collection are PSP games are planned, and there's only one at the moment, Echo Chrome, which is also available on PS3.
Everyone's favorite.
Everyone's favorite Echo Chrome, and it's on the PlayStation Classics. It's the one in the MC Escher. You like adjust the camera and the character.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Walk on the thing.
Yeah,
you would know it if you saw it.
I vaguely remember that.
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the problems is, how a lot of these retro games have different settings that you can turn on and off.
Yeah. Oh, it's that game.
So it's a PSP game, and one of the settings adds CRT scan lines, which is a PSP game. It never
just like the PSP had
on the CRT.
Yeah,
is you can turn on 1:1 pixel mode, and remember the PSP is 16:9 display.
Yeah.
Well, it crunches it even worse than like a 4:3 image.
Yeah.
As if anybody would play PSP games that way. So
that was the thing I loved about the PSP was its CRT display.
That's right.
That's why the thing weighed 75 pounds.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all the vacuum tubing. But hopefully Sony fixes some of this stuff as it goes out. But
that's a shame.
That's the initial reports. It is a shame.
That is too bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So I know that you guys have both been enjoying the Halo television show and are greatly anticipating the Last of Us HBO show as well.
I've watched so much of the Halo show when I finish watching one of the new Star Trek episodes, and it brings up this is what's going to automatically play next if you don't do something quick.
Quick, do something.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, no.
Not Halo.
Turn this off before I actually
Halo's not on Disney Plus. Halo's not on Disney Plus.
Paramount Plus.
I said Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Well, it sounded like Star Wars.
No, you said Star Trek. You heard it.
I'm going to check the tape later.
Yeah, please do.
Check the tape, but he said Trek.
Because let me tell you, Strange New Worlds.
I've heard
shockingly good.
I've heard really good things. Yeah.
Star Trek Discovery is terrible. Star Trek Picard, arguably worse.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Picard was. Oh, boy, was it.
Really? I thought that. I seem to remember a lot of people really. Was it just sort of. It was great at first and then it fell apart? Or
no, it started off kind of like, oh, I hope this gets better. And then just got worse. And then the second season is, it's bad. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, though, shockingly good.
I see.
I'm suspicious of it. It's so good because Discovery and Picard are so bad. The season's going to finish, and even if the whole season is outstanding, I'm still going to be like, I'm waiting for that other shoe to drop. But it's quite good.
All right, then.
When an episode finishes, is like, coming up next, Halo, Season 1, Episode 1.
You're like...
No, thank you.
Diving for the remote.
I've heard too much.
Yeah.
So,
well, Sony is looking to bring other video game franchises to television.
Okay.
And they commented last week that God of War, Horizon, and Gran Turismo are getting TV show incarnations.
Doing a God of War I can see because God of War has a story.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo?
There's already been a Gran Turismo series.
Apparently, this is a movie.
Oh, okay. I don't get that.
Is it going to be like the old pole position cartoon?
I hope so.
Oh, man. If it is, I'm getting Paramount Plus.
Well, I don't think that's going to be on Paramount Plus. So
I don't care. I'll get whatever I need to get.
So Horizon is apparently coming to Netflix. God of War is Amazon. and Gran Turismo is a movie. So
It's a movie.
That's going to be like Starburst selling point.
yeah.
It's a movie.
What could a Gran Turismo movie be about?
I'm wetter than I've ever been.
And I'm from Canada.
Yeah. It made me believe in unicorns.
Required fun. Required viewing. I forget what I was saying.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's great.
Gran Turismo movie. What do you want to see, Greg? Go.
I want them to not make it a movie and go back to the Nissan like reality show that they had before, because that was great. That was a fantastic show. Yeah, it was just basically, I think they still do this, but I don't know that they make series out of it, because they had like tournaments, and the best drivers in Gran Turismo in the world would show up and be in like a reality show where they were vying for an actual Nissan racing contract, like a contract for, I forget what series, sports car series of some sort, to be a Nissan driver. And I think a couple of them have gone on to have careers from that. But it was all about, I mean, the different challenges, but they were all based in sort of the kind of endurance you need and the skill set and actually getting out and racing one another in real life. And it was great. It was back. I want to say it was back when Sony was doing a lot of stuff like that. I think that was when they had their, I think it was monthly like magazine, like that video magazine that they had.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
No.
Anyway,
are you talking about the Tester when they were doing that?
No, not the Tester.
The Tester.
But I'm talking about, no, this is like the back. You remember when they had the Nintendo show as well? There was that wonderful
PlayStation Underground.
No, I'm not. There was that wonderful moment in time where it seemed like all three console manufacturers had these different like magazine style shows. Nintendo Week was the one I was thinking about. You remember Nintendo Week?
I do remember
Nintendo Week. I remember.
I forget the name of the host who was on the Sony one, but anyway, that it was a similar idea, and she would go talk to different developers and publishers and stuff like that. I forget her name. I follow her on Twitter, but I forget her name. Anyway, I think it was around that time when they were sort of producing video content like that.
Okay.
That's what I'd love to see again. That it's a movie. I don't get that it's a movie.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a history of or something. That'd be cool.
It's going to be a knockoff of Fast and the Furious.
I would.
I'm not joking. I think that's probably what it's going to be.
What I'm thinking as well. This is what I was hoping that Greg would say. But Phil, I think you nailed it. It's going to be a knockoff Fast and the Furious.
That's probably what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Core was the name of that show. Q-O-R-E.
Q-U-R-E.
No, wait a minute. No, maybe I'm wrong. Never mind.
No?
Never mind. Back it up. Nope.
What was Core?
Well, Core was a monthly digital magazine.
Core? Oh, okay.
Don't remember that.
Yeah, was it? Veronica Belmont was the host.
Okay.
I vaguely remember that.
Maybe I do remember that.
It was great.
I only really remember that
really
because her name reminds me of Castlevania for some reason.
Right. Ran like 2000. Ran for like 3 years, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
So it's going to be a knockoff of Fast and the Furious, but it's going to have Moons Over My Hammy for the theme song.
Or they could just re-release the Speed Racer movie and call it Gran Turismo since nobody saw the Speed Racer in the theater.
Movie's so good.
If Kazunori Yamauchi is involved, I wouldn't expect it to be something really stupid. Because he sort of holds auto racing in very high regard. So just saying.
I don't know.
Okay. You never know. You never know.
See, they're doing a new Speed Racer series.
Yeah, for Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah.
Like the Wachowskis are not involved with it.
Yeah.
Instead, it's freaking J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Could be okay.
Yeah,
I'll
I really
watch it.
loved the last thing he did.
What was the last thing he did?
Wasn't
Didn't he ruin Star Wars?
The Star Wars Episode 9?
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, well, smart move.
Didn't watch it. Can't comment.
No, go ahead and comment.
Okay. I loved it.
No, so that's
No,
the wrong
wrong
comment.
Wrong comment?
That is
Damn.
the wrong comment.
Oh, well.
Oh, boy.
I see. Yeah. I watched the trailer for Speed Racer this weekend. We were going to watch some movies with my daughter,
You mean
and
you mean
we
the
watched the trailer. And she
Wachowski
was
Speed Racer?
Wachowski Speed Racer.
Good Speed Racer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an excellent movie.
Oh, I love
we
that movie.
We did not watch it. Instead, we watched Shaun of the Dead, which she wanted to see.
Okay.
Shaun of the Dead's a good movie.
And now
It is. It's a great movie.
She's watched it twice now.
A great movie.
It is. A little gory.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Gory.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. We started watching the new Stranger Things with Finn.
Oh.
He was
Has
very
he's
excited.
seen the whole series?
What's that?
He's seen the whole series?
He's seen the first 3 seasons.
Okay.
So yes, he's not like you. He's not going to jump into like
Start in at 4.
season 4.
Yeah.
No. So he was all hyped up for the new season. So we watched the first 2 episodes so far, and we're going to watch episode 3 tonight.
I see.
That's also got a fair bit of kind of creepy gore in it.
I heard that it. My friend Jim was saying that it reminds him a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street this season.
It's got a bit of that vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is a sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, has been announced and teased at Star Wars Celebration. Did you happen to see the teaser trailer?
I did.
Nah.
Yeah. And you liked Fallen Order, didn't you, Phil?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I finished it.
Wow.
If you can believe that.
You must have really liked it.
I don't finish a lot of games, but I finished that one. Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It certainly had its faults, but I'm a sucker for Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for anything Star Wars. But even I can't say that.
Really? You can still say that now?
I can't. I absolutely can. I am.
Wow.
I'm a big old sucker for Star Wars. I'm enjoying. I enjoyed the couple episodes of the Obi-Wan show.
I do want to watch that.
I haven't seen any of it yet.
The Boba Fett show was pretty bad, but
yeah, Boba Fett was pretty rough. You know the best part about Boba Fett?
It ended
When it turned into the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian episode of Boba Fett was pretty good.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
indeed
excited for the next season of that.
Me
As
too.
am I.
Yeah. That'll be good.
But yeah. So I did watch the trailer for Jedi
Survivor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
And what did you think?
I mean, I don't have much of
2023?
of an opinion. It just was like, yep, here's a bunch of Star Warsy looking stuff.
Yeah.
There's a mysterious person in a Bacta tank at the end. Who is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Something Star Warsy, I bet. We'll
the
find out.
Mandalorian. Probably Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Possibly. Yeah.
Who knows?
Well,
maybe it'll be Star Killer from Force Unleashed. Maybe they're going to bring that back. Who knows?
See.
Who cares?
Maybe.
We'll find out.
maybe.
It's a Star Wars.
Nothing but Star Wars.
All right. And to round out the news, a story that Greg might be excited about. Sega has announced that they're doing a presentation about a new project at the end of this week. And the lineup of guests hints that it's going to be some kind of mini console that is announced. On
Who are the
June
guests?
3rd. The guests are Hiroyuki Miyazaki and Yosuke Okunari, who are 2 team members that worked quite a bit on the Mega Drive Mini.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was going to be like some game creators. See if we could guess based on,
Oh, based on that?
Who
No.
knows? Huh.
Not
Well, that's
quite.
interesting. I'm down for another Sega mini console. I'm curious because I feel like if it was Dreamcast, it'd be pretty great.
Well, that
but
is
I don't feel like
the rumor.
yeah.
That is
I don't feel like any of the
rumor.
other consoles would be popular enough to.
Yeah.
You think they'd skip Saturn?
I think they would, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because I think the Saturn is a better system than the Dreamcast. Had a better library, in my opinion. But but I feel like the Dreamcast has way more nostalgia, especially in North America.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Well, apparently, back in October 2020, Okunari did an interview with Famitsu where he said for something like, and I'm paraphrasing here, for the next mini console, they would do something that has a global potential.
That sounds like Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Sounds like Dreamcast.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be a Master System one.
Yeah, boy, I don't see that.
Somehow I doubt it.
Lots of potential in
Brazil.
Europe and Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true.
In
I
Australia,
love,
I guess.
by the way, how Brazil just really latched on to the Master System.
That's Tectoy.
Yeah.
Apparently, Tectoy was, maybe still is, I don't know, fantastic, a fantastic company to deal with.
Oh, really?
They went all in completely, with lots of, I guess, user bonuses and like Players Club and stuff like that.
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah, and I guess you got a lot of, if you were part of like the Players, I don't know what it was called. I'm calling it the Players Club.
Right.
I think there you got like discounts on things like even like F1 Grand Prix tickets, and like it was not just for Sega stuff, but it was a Sega Players Club. And so yeah, and their customer service. When I was putting together the episode of Generation 16 that talked about the launch of the Mega Drive in Brazil, I talked to a couple of one creator that I know who's Brazilian, and then a buddy of mine that who used to be a coworker of mine who was from Brazil and was alive and into video games during that era, and they both just had glowing things to say about Tectoy. So nice. I kind of think that Tectoy made it happen there.
Yeah,
and also they supported the Master System for an ungodly long time.
Yeah.
So, and same with the Mega Drive. Nice. They were still churning games out long after it was done everywhere else in the world. So, yeah.
Alrighty then. So I guess we'll be talking next week about whatever happens in this new project.
I'm not interested, but I still want to be Dreamcast.
Yeah, it'll probably be Dreamcast.
Yeah.
It's a shame only because I want an excuse to play Guardian Heroes again.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting if it is Dreamcast though, because then you're going to have a bunch of Sonic nerds really, really trying hard to convince themselves that Sonic Adventure is a good game.
Yeah.
When it is very much not a good game.
I wonder if they would turn on for some of that stuff. Like Sonic Adventure had downloadable content. Do you remember that? They had like Halloween and Christmas things you could download to your VMU.
Pretty sure that website is still live.
Is it really?
Really?
There was some, maybe it was, I don't know. There was something I saw on Twitter there recently where it was some ancient Sega game that had an online component and the website is still live.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be
because they had Samba de Amigo had stuff for that as well.
Yeah, a bunch of downloadable codes for songs to unlock and things like that.
I mean, it wouldn't be on there, but oh man, a PSO.
Yeah, but you'd have to play it offline.
I know. You know what though?
It would not be very.
Give me.
Well,
I'll play PSO offline. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't care. I just love PSO.
Yeah.
So much.
I hate the way that series has gone, though. Like,
well, that's the problem. That's why I want to go back and I would rather play the Dreamcast version single player than play whatever
the new one
iteration it is. Yes.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. It's not as good.
Not. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Oh, well. All right. Well, we're into what you've been playing. So, Greg, what do you have for us this week?
I finished Moss Book 2.
Hey.
Excellent game.
Now do we want to spoil whether or not this actually concludes the story? Do you figure there'll be a book 3 at the end of this? Or
they left the door open for it. I mean, the story concludes, but then there's I don't know if it's post credits, but there's a scene right at the end. We're just like, oh, this isn't really over right now.
Okay.
So
well, that's good.
Yeah. And I really truly hope that there is a book 3 because, I mean, I've said this before a couple of times where I've been playing this the last couple of weeks, and I loved the first game, and they really, really went for it this time. I think there's, Quill has multiple weapons now. You as the reader, which is of course the player's sort of role in the game, have a lot more to do, which I used to, I think would be really easy to get wrong, and because in the world, your DualShock controller is just a little ball of light, and you can do simple things like when Quill is hurt, if you reach down and you like squeeze the trigger while the ball of light is on her and hold it for a couple seconds, you heal her. And then there are, every now and then, not too many of them, but like block puzzles where you need to grab things and manipulate them in the world, right? But it's not an overwhelming amount. But they actually, and I can't remember if this is a thing they did in the previous game, but the weapons that she has, based on the story, upgrade to the point that they'll unlock different abilities, but it depends on you sort of helping her out by manipulating the weapons or doing the charge up and things like that. And like I say, normally I'm not crazy about that sort of thing, but in this game, it didn't bother me at all. It's just super charming, just like the last game was. But the gameplay, I think they've ratcheted it up, and they did it in a really great way. It's very solid. It's very intuitive. The puzzles can be a little bit, definitely a little bit challenging every now and then, but never to the point where you're, if you stop and think for a few minutes, like you will get through it, right? Like it's not one of those, oh my God, I got to the internet. This is stupid. I'll never figure this out. Like that never happens. So, and it's relatively short. The boss fights I really liked this time around as well. So yeah, I'm just in general big fan of this. It's what I wanted from a Moss sequel. It expanded what the first one was, and it did it in a really smart way, in a really enjoyable way. So yeah, highly recommend.
Okay. Cannot wait for it to hit the Oculus.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about this, but in the news section, but there's a state of play presentation coming up this week where they are apparently going to talk about some PSVR 2 stuff.
Nice.
Wonder if a PSVR 2 version of Moss Book 2 is going to be in the cards. I kind of hope that it is.
That would be nice.
I hope so too, because that's one of those games that you need a DualShock 4 to play it otherwise. Like you can't play it with a PS5. Nope. Oh. And you didn't play that. You didn't play the last game with those either. But you can't use a PS5 controller because it needs the light. It uses the light bar on the controller.
Oh, okay.
That's how it tracks where your controller is.
Gotcha.
So, and honestly,
on the Oculus, I'm using both of the hand.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, honestly, that would definitely make it better because, like when I play I play this game sitting down. I don't know why you would stand to play this game. And so like I'm in like an easy chair. And what I found I had to do a lot of the time was actually lean forward a little bit and reset the world, like reset the position of the world, because otherwise I found that like the game does bring the world very close to your original sitting point. And so if you're in a chair or something that has like an easy chair that has big arms on it, it's easy to get in a situation where you can't get the ball of light to manipulate something that's too close to you. So I feel like not, or you can obscure the light bar somehow. So the game loses contact with the controller. So I feel like, using the Oculus controllers or what the PSVR 2 controllers are looking like the same thing would probably fix that issue a little bit. Yeah, not a big issue, but it is a thing that you run into. So,
and it'd be cool to have the haptic triggers on the PSVR 2 stuff for this. That'd be fun. I bet you they could do a lot of cool stuff with that. I'm also hoping we hear about a new Astrobot game or a remake of Rescue Mission.
We were in the car today, and the Astrobot soundtrack came on. My youngest, who loves Astrobot as well, we're just like, when are they doing another Astrobot? When are they making a new one? It's like, I have no idea, but you are right.
Not soon
enough. That soundtrack is on all the streaming services too. It's on Apple Music.
Yeah, I got it on Spotify.
Yeah, good stuff.
I did, all right. Did you see the Astrobot Nendoroid figure
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
they announced.
I assume you ordered one, or can you order them yet?
You can, and not.
Yeah.
I did not. I
Really?
did not order one.
Hmm.
You okay?
Why's that?
Are you okay?
I ordered 3.
What?
Jesus Christ!
Did you really?
I ordered 3 of them.
You did not order one. You ordered.
How much are they?
3. 25
How
bucks?
much are they?
Let's not worry about that.
How much
30
are they?
bucks?
Huh?
50?
How much are they?
Let's not worry about that. They're like $65.
Jesus Christ, Phil.
Oh.
So they have interchangeable faces,
Uh-huh.
and it comes.
And
with
how are you supposed to display them with just one face on?
And there's 3 interchangeable faces.
Yep.
And as we all know, canonically, there are hundreds of Astrobots.
That's true.
So if anything, I showed restraint.
I don't feel like that's true at all. But
No.
So
No.
look, I like Astrobot. Okay,
Astrobot is
so
cool.
do I.
really like Astrobot.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about those. They look great.
They do.
It's a-
It looks fantastic. I mean,
I mean, it looks
cons-
dead on. I
I
mean,
considered buying one. Then I thought,
The-
it's a little expensive.
the Nendoroid aesthetic works very well,
very well.
for Astrobot.
I agree. Yeah.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've told you my Nendoroid experience with the Breath of the Wild Nendoroid Link.
What
Where
was
that was the first Nendoroid that I got, or that I've ever had. Anyway, I found that my large hulking hands, it just like I can't. Thing falls apart in my hand.
You're too big and clumsy.
Too big and clumsy for
Melts
the
in your
Nendoroid.
hand, not in your
You're
mouth.
just like
Yeah,
Mongo pose figure.
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Anyway, Phil,
Yep.
what have you been playing?
Well, I mean, I've been playing Rogue Legacy 2. We know that. I'm not going to bother wasting anyone's time
Yeah.
with that. But the new game I got this week is, and I know you've been playing this too, CJ.
Mm-hmm.
Picked up the old Pac-Man Museum Plus.
Yes.
As you can see here, I got the physical version for the Switch, just because I wanted to have the physical version. And I see you, CJ. You got your Super Pac-Man marquee
On
I
display on
did.
the floor with all the other artwork.
has arrived.
Right
yep,
there.
it's in your
Yeah.
art pile.
Yep.
On the
Good old
floor.
art pile.
Yep, which is
My
how.
my spur of the moment eBay purchase of the Super Pac-Man.
You need a spur of the moment, hanging up your artwork moment.
Yeah, really.
That'll be happening soon. Just gotta wait for it. But yeah, I got it, and it was slightly different than the pictures in
Oh,
the
really?
listing. Yeah, there was spray paint sort of around the edges of it, and I
That
was
was
like,
not in
"That's
the-
kind of weird."
It was not in the picture?
No.
Oh, weird.
So I got some of that rubbing alcohol
Uh-huh.
and just applied it to the front, because the paint is actually on the back of an arcade marquee, right? It's
Okay.
plastic.
Yeah.
And the printing of the actual Pac-Man art is on the back.
So the spray paint was because on an arcade marquee, yeah, it's printed on the back of the glass, but the
Mhm.
spray paint was on the front?
It was on the front.
Okay.
So I was able to wipe off all of the spray paint from the front, and now it looks great.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I was
Good
very
enough to hang
happy
on the
with that.
wall.
Yeah.
Good, almost good enough to hang on the wall. So
Very good.
I'll get around to that soon-ish.
Okay.
But it looks great. I love it.
But of
It's my
course,
third
Super Pac-Man,
marquee.
one of the 14 games available on Pac-Man Museum Plus,
Yeah, it
now
is.
available, and I guess it's on Game Pass.
This is on Game Pass as well. Yeah.
Is that where you were playing it?
No, I was playing it on the Nintendo Switch.
Okay, so you're like me. You bought it. You bought the digital one.
I bought
certainly.
the digital one. Yes.
Okay. This game has 14 classic and perhaps not so classic Pac-Man games,
Yeah.
and
Including
I mean
one of
not
my
so
very
classic.
favorite, the Pac-Man Championship Edition.
The original Pac-Man Championship
original.
Edition is a wonderful, wonderful game. We love it,
Yes.
certainly.
Yes.
This also has, and this is one of the main reasons I bought this. It has the 2 different Pac-Man arrangement games.
Aha.
It has the arcade Pac-Man arrangement, which is a fantastic sort of modern-ish day take on Pac-Man. It also has the PSP version of Pac-Man
really?
arrangement,
Okay.
which was on one of the, I think, whatever Namco Museum collection came out for the PSP back in the day.
Mhm.
And it is similar to, but wholly different from the arcade version.
Okay.
And did you ever play the Pac-Man arrangements?
I don't think so.
They're
No.
fun.
Hmm.
They're really fun. This collection sucks.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, not hearing good things about it.
I don't know how
You mess up a Pac-Man collection?
in 2022.
I know how.
How's that?
You don't give it a whole lot of budget, and you don't assign it to M2
Yeah,
or
I guess.
Digital Eclipse.
Or even Digital Eclipse, yeah.
I mean, I've played plenty of Namco arcade collections that have been great.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not one of those. This is not one of those collections.
Sadly, no.
It's the emulation is spotty at best. There's lag.
There's really no excuse for that now.
No. There are minimal options for customizing.
Yep.
You know, you can kind of zoom in 3 different levels, but you can't adjust the screen more than those 3 preset zooms. There's a kind of shabby looking CRT filter you can turn on and off, but you can't adjust anything else beyond that. You can't rotate the screen if you want to play a vertical game. You can't turn off because they have like the arcade
The side art.
yeah, the
Screen art.
yeah, the bezel art.
Oh, there you go. Bezel art.
Yeah. You can't they have the bezel art around the frame. You can't turn that off.
Nope.
Which is insane, especially with modern TVs that can get burn in easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just no options.
Yeah.
And one of the features that I was excited about was that the framing device, because it's not just a collection of games. There's a little framing device where you have an arcade.
I'll be honest, when I saw that,
Yeah.
I seriously considered picking it up. As stupid as that sounds, I was like, because I mean, it is Pac-Man, bunch of Pac-Man games. Pac-Man's great. I love Pac-Man. And it's like, oh, that's cool. It's got like a little arcade too.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
You earn stuff to put in your arcade while playing too.
Yeah.
Like
It's a cute. I mean, it kind of harkens back to the old Xbox game room.
Oh
Yep.
man,
Where you had the big elaborate arcade you
You're gonna
could
make
set
me
up
cry.
and customize.
Yep.
Yeah. So this you have a little arcade that you control Pac-Man. Pac-Man runs around in the arcade, and you can set up arcade cabinets. Like CJ was saying, like you earn coins as you play the games, and then you can use the coins to purchase new furniture to decorate your arcade benches and soda machines and stuff like that. You can also spend your coins in a little gotcha machine that earns you little statues.
Correction there. It's a gashapon machine.
What did I say?
Gashapon? You said gotcha.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is
gashapon. Trademark.
Trademark.
TM.
Yes, that's right. That's a
gashapon.
It's a Bandai trademark.
Yes.
So these are legit official Bandai gashapon.
Gotcha mechanics are the bad thing.
That's
Gotcha.
right.
Gashapon
Gashapon
is a trademark of Namco.
But you're still
Yeah.
paying money to get a random. It's a loot box.
It's a loot box. Yeah.
It's a loot box, but you can't spend real money on it in Pac-Man Museum Plus. You're spending in-game coins that you earn.
That's right. That's what the plus is for.
But yeah, you get little figurines of Pac-Man and ghosts and the fruit and stuff to decorate your arcade, and it's a really cute idea. And you can earn
Yeah, super
different
cute.
backgrounds like wallpaper. I got a wallpaper that is designed and influenced by the old Atari 2600 box art.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Cool.
It's really cute. But the actual arcade that you can decorate is super tiny.
It is super tiny. Yeah.
It's super tiny, and it's like I've barely started playing, and I've earned a few little statues, and suddenly it's like I'm kind of out of room.
You don't have anywhere to put them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And for some reason, when you play through, like if you sit down and play a game of, let's say, Super Pac-Man, when you exit out of the game, it's like, oh, you've earned 10 coins for playing, and you've earned a couple records to unlock music tracks in the jukebox.
Yeah.
And for some reason, you've earned 5 or 6 extra Super Pac-Man cabinets to put in your arcade.
Yeah, why?
Exactly.
Why would you want to do that?
I mean, if you
Right.
really want to have half a
All
dozen
Super Pac-Man.
Super
all the
Pac-Man
time.
machines in your arcade, they do nothing except take up space and let you stand in 6 different locations to play
Sure.
Super Pac-Man. But if your arcade is as tiny as it is, there's no point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that whole mechanic is hastily and shoddily put together.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a disappointment for sure.
it's a mess.
But I bought it basically sight unseen
I did the same.
because I thought
why wouldn't you? It's
I thought-
Pac-Man.
it's 2022. There's no way they can mess
Right.
this up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they already did the arcade archives on a lot of these games anyway. So how can this be bad?
And there's already been, I mean, there was already a Namco arcade collection on the Switch. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
How could they possibly mess
But
this up?
They did it.
They absolutely
It's a
did.
triumph. They somehow were able to mess
Yeah.
it up.
And even the Pac-Man Championship Edition,
Yeah.
when you launch that game, it has like some sort of like it kind of goes into like a secondary boot up sequence.
Well,
right?
because that was a 360 game. So
Yeah. So suddenly it feels like we're
Emulating a
ripping you out of the
360 game.
current game engine.
Yep.
And we're throwing you into a new one, and it doesn't run very well on the Switch.
Oh, really? I haven't played any of it.
Oh, you
That's
haven't tried it?
No, that's not good to hear.
I mean, it doesn't
doesn't.
Yeah, I
doesn't
heard
really
that.
play very well.
I heard that it has some. It almost looks like JPEG artifacting on it.
Yeah,
And-
it is.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Pac-Man Championship Edition looks blurry.
That's weird.
It is weird, and it's very disappointing.
And they're probably never going to fix it.
No, because well, like you said, it's probably this game probably had a minimal budget.
Yep. Definitely no budget for updates.
Yeah, let's spit it out the door. We don't have the budget to update it or fix anything. So yeah, I would be stunned if this gets patched at any point.
Yeah. Same.
So
It's disappointing.
yeah.
But at least we have the arcade archives
Yeah.
and that other Namco museum collection.
They made a really cute trailer for it.
They did. It's all full of pixel art and it's great.
I know.
That's where the budget
there's
went.
a trailer, and it's
Yeah,
all
that
like
is where the budget went.
custom pixel art, and it's all animated. It looks great,
It really does.
and it does. I cracked this joke, I think, on the Twitters or something, but it does look like they put more effort into that commercial than they did to the actual
The
compilation.
emulation of the games. Yeah.
It's so sad,
That is sad.
but that's what I've been
Pac-Man,
playing.
and I had to buy it.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't buy it.
Uh,
Although if it had Miss Pac-Man on it, and I realize that there's all kinds of legal
Oh, yeah.
issues around that, but if it did have Miss Pac-Man on it, I would have bought it sight unseen as well.
right.
Miss
there you
Pac-Man,
Yeah,
is
Miss
like,
Pac-Man's
just about
stuck
perfect,
in whatever
so, yeah.
legal copyright limbo. At games.
Yeah.
somehow At Games is controlling the rights to Miss Pac-Man at the moment.
Yep.
I don't get it.
No, me neither.
But anyway.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, I've been playing some video games too.
Yeah.
I played the Pac-Man Museum Plus a little bit. Played Pac-Land on there, which I never really played a whole lot of Pac-Land back in the day. I only saw that game in the arcade. I only saw the arcade version once. It was at a restaurant up in Michigan. They had, for some reason, the Pac-Land machine. I never even knew of its existence prior to seeing it there.
Yeah.
And had not played a whole lot of it. But I played some of it on Pac-Man Museum Plus, got to the little springboard thing, and couldn't get past that and stopped. It was a weird time when when people were figuring out what the controls on a side-scrolling game would be.
Well, you know what's crazy? Right? You know what's crazy about Pac-Land? Mm-hmm. And here, I mean, there's a lot that's crazy about Pac-Land.
Well, yeah.
Here and here's another problem with this collection. So Pac-Land, for those who don't know, is a side-scrolling platformer. It came out in what, 84? I want to say. Sure. Was Pac-Land 84? Pac-Land is weird because it is very specifically it is 1984. Oh, I was right.
Wow.
That's weird. It is very specifically based on the Hanna-Barbera Pac-Man cartoon.
Yes.
That was on in the early 80s, which is
weird. Like hearing that song, you'll hear it a lot while playing Pac-Man.
Yeah. It's constantly playing the theme song.
Which I love. I love the theme song. So that's fine.
Pac-Man. You know how it goes.
I know how it goes.
Anyway.
Yeah. No one listening knows how it goes, but anyway.
CJ knows.
Me. Mm-hmm. I do.
But yeah, like and Pac-Man's character design, Ms. Pac-Man's character design, little baby Pac-Man characters, the ghost, all taken from that show.
Yeah.
But the original arcade version did not control the way you would expect a side scroller to control. There was no joystick on the original arcade machine. You moved left and right by pressing buttons.
Mm-hmm.
There was a left button, a right button, and a jump button. And if you wanted to run, you would tap the right button rapidly. Tap, 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 and that would get Pac-Man running. Yeah. For the springboards, and I had to look this up because I would always die on the springboards. When you're running across the springboard, it depresses and it changes color. And then right at the end, when it changes color, you hit the jump button. And then you have to start again tapping the right button. Tap, 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 tap. And that will keep you hovering in the air as you jump across whatever pit you're jumping across.
Yeah, yeah.
But because controlling a side-scrolling platformer with 3 buttons is ridiculous, this version switches it so you press left and right on your D-pad. And then just use your jump button. So now you just have to tap, 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 tap right on the right D-pad to make it across. But again, just kind of showing the laziness of this is that they probably should have had a way to switch to button control. It would be stupid to use it. I can't imagine why you would want to use it, but it does seem weird that the original arcade control scheme is not an option in this arcade compilation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, just for the sake of authenticity.
That's the way they did it.
Yes.
Unfortunately. Maybe the next Namco compilation will be better. Probably not. Let's see. So Nintendo has released a Mario Strikers Battle League demo called First Kick. And I don't think it's called First Kick, but they are holding an online event where this demo, which right now you can just play the tutorial, but for hour-long slots next weekend, they will let you play online against other folks.
Yeah.
in team battles. So you'll be able to try that out. Then, of course, it comes out on June 10th. So I played a little bit of that. Got like halfway through the tutorial stuff. Got like 3 or so tutorials in. And I was like, I'm going to forget all this by the time the online event actually starts. So what I'll do is I'll stop playing now. And then next weekend, I might play a little bit and then play online. So that's what I'm going to do. But it looks great and it plays pretty well too. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. And they have that whole league option where you can invite up to 20 people into a club and battle it out against other teams online. So
we're going to get a player one league going.
We're definitely going to do that. Yes.
I wish
going to do that.
I wish they would do another Super Sluggers.
Well, maybe if this one's popular, they will.
Man, that was a good game.
Possible, yeah. But I'm looking forward to Mario Strikers. I played a little bit more Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah.
Remains fun. Having a lot of fun with that game. It's a very creepy aesthetic, very Ringu or The Grudge. If you like that type of Japanese horror stuff, with yokai and ghosts and whatnot. It's fun and atmospheric, and I just enjoy playing it. And then I also caved and bought Elden Ring.
Yeah.
You did, didn't you?
I purchased Elden Ring and started playing it. And this is coming from somebody, like, I enjoyed Bloodborne, but I have not played a whole lot of the other From Software games. And this one, I'm having fun with it so far, and in part, it has to deal with the fact that you can fast travel to any of the sort of the campfires or whatever, the grace stuff that you activate. So you can fast travel anywhere from one side of the map to the other. And I don't feel like I'm good enough at the game where I'm losing a whole lot when I die anyway. And when I know I'm about to die, I try to run into a place that's safe that I can come back to and get my stuff before leaving. But when I started playing, so I went through the combat tutorial. This is the one thing, when the game came out, a lot of people were accidentally skipping the tutorial because the game's not obvious enough to tell you, hey, go down, fall into this pit, and you go through the tutorial. Instead, a lot of people took the stairs up and just missed the tutorial entirely, which would probably work if you're familiar with From Software games, but not for the likes of me. So if either of you two get it, do not go up the stairs before you go fall down a pit. Pro tip.
Okay.
Fall down.
Thanks
fall down the pit.
Fall down the pit before the stairs.
Before the stairs.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Pits before stairs. As they say.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'll just admit.
In the game?
I just have no idea. Yeah, in the game.
Just in general.
In general.
Yeah.
Too. But so when I got out into the open world, I picked a direction and started going in that direction. And got to like an enemy camp and took out all the people in the enemy camp, and it had like a little cavern. It had stairs going down. And I was like,
stairs go?
I'll go explore this area. And so I went down there. And right. Went down there. And if you ever played a Souls game, they have like the user tips or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this game has user tips. Like, you can read the messages that people have left there, and it's usually something cryptic because you can only use like word selection that the game gives you. So there were like 3 messages by this treasure chest that said, hey, it's a trap. But I was at the beginning of the game and thought, how bad could it be? It's a chest, right? So I open it up and I get transported to the opposite side of the map. And it's a one-way transport.
Of course.
I was like, what? am I going to do now? I was in this mine area, and there were very powerful enemies there that killed me repeatedly. I was able to find my way by running past enemies out of the mine. And once I got out of the mine, I was like, oh, yeah, you can fast travel in this game. So I was able to fast travel to the site of grace near the opening bit of the game and continue on. So I would have been screwed had that fast travel system not been there. But as I'm searching around, I realized that I had sort of veered off the path that the game kind of tries to push you down. So I went back, did some of that stuff. I now have my horse that you can call at any time, and your horse,
you buy the armor
faster, and then jump around with the horse as well. There's no fall damage that I've found yet, which is nice. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm just roaming around, slashing up baddies, and I'm very bad at it. What I think I should do is I should start streaming it and have people like give me advice.
That would be great
on what I'm doing, because I'm bad at From Software games. So I may do that this week. But yeah,
I think you should totally do that.
The open worldness, I think, helps. It's not like Dark Souls where you're going through like a specific path, or like Bloodborne. You remember the beginning of Bloodborne? It's just super hard, but you couldn't do anything but go through that beginning part over and over and over again. Elden Ring, like if you get held up in part of the world, you can just fast travel somewhere else or run in a different direction and do something else and still, feel pretty good about it. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe sometime I'll crack and
I won't
give it a go.
I was waiting for it to be discounted. It hasn't
kind of what I'm
doing
yet. Yeah.
But and I thought, the Days of Play thing is coming up, but surely it'll be part of that. Nope. So, but I caved anyway. All right. That's what I've been playing. So I guess it's time for tweets.
A tweedly-diddly-dee. A tweedly-diddly-dee. A tweet. A tweet.
All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias, a Hind D, who says, what's the most popular series you can think of that you've never played a game from?
Ooh.
I've never played a Ratchet and Clank game. That's what he says.
Call of Duty?
You've never played a Call of Duty?
No.
Even back? Okay.
I don't believe I have.
I have played a Call of Duty.
Really?
Yeah. Back in the 360 days.
I don't think I've ever played a Call of Duty.
Okay.
I'm trying to. I mean, I'm serious when I say. I mean, I guess I have technically played a Dark Souls for like an hour.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I've really played them.
Yeah. I played Grand Theft Auto, but I don't feel like I've really played them.
But you've probably played a few hours into a GTA game, right?
Yeah, I probably have. Yeah.
I mean,
everybody has, right?
Well, that's just it. It's like I could say Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
But I played probably half a dozen of hours of 7 before I bailed on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I played a couple of little spin-offs, like I played Tactics. And
I haven't played a Gran Turismo since GT2, probably.
But you played Gran Turismo.
But I have. Yeah. We've been around too long. That's
not what have you only played a little bit of?
I kind of say the same thing about, again, I have played them probably for a grand total of like 2 or 3 hours across the entire series.
Yeah.
But Tekken, I've never, because Tekken never clicked for me.
Really?
And I just, and that was even back when I was really into fighting games. I was a Virtua Fighter guy and a Street Fighter guy, and Tekken just did not work for me at all. Yeah, I know you do. That's that's one of those series that I kind of always forget that you're a fan of.
I mean, I'm not like super into it.
No, I know, but when a new one comes out, I know you say you usually end up playing them.
Yeah, Yeah, they're fun little, just
I'm kind of that way with the new Mortal Kombat games. I'm not
Yeah.
a crazy Mortal Kombat. I was back when Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 were big,
right.
but
Yeah.
I'm not like a crazy Mortal Kombat fan at this point. But especially because they put in story modes in those games,
Well, the story modes
you
in those
just kind
games
of
are big.
jam through them, and they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's the same reason why I played through the Injustice games.
right, yes,
The
I've heard
story
that
mode
about those
for
games.
those.
I'm going to say The Sims. I've never played The Sims.
There you go. That's a very popular series.
It is, yeah. My
You know what? I
Sims
don't
or
know if-
Sims 4.
I don't know if I've played The Sims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give Sims a solid try.
I
Call of
remember
Duty is
newish.
more
when the first
popular.
one came out, Crispin building, trapping somebody in a
Yep.
house.
Yep. I remember that.
Remember plenty of that. But yeah. All right. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Mudron, who says, okay, you guys need to decide on call signs for everybody on the show. Even better when you know that a pilot's first call sign is usually teasingly given by other pilots.
This is tying
So-
into.
Question: Did you guys go see Top Gun?
I have not.
No.
I did.
What'd you think?
It's real good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard
I'm
that
not-
actually.
I'm not even like a particular Top Gun fan. Like, I mean, I like Top Gun.
Right.
You know, if it's on and I happen to be like clicking past it, I'll stop and watch it.
Right.
You know, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch Top Gun. It's not like, Die Hard. I would specifically sit down to watch like Die Hard, but not
Definitely.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So, all that being said, really good.
Okay.
Like
Nice.
it's deserving of the praise it's getting.
Yeah.
They did a fantastic job with it.
And of course,
So-
this tweet is because I Top Gun themed our the tweets
Yes.
asking for people to send in questions.
I have no idea what I would call you to.
Phil will be the blue bomber, right? I mean, come on.
I just call him
Blue bomber.
Thrifty.
Thrifty.
I-
Yeah.
I kind of
Thrifty's a good call sign for
suspected
Phil.
that I would be short stack.
Nah, I
Yes,
like
you-
Thrifty more.
You like to tease me for my height. And my immediate thought for Greg was Knucklehead.
Knucklehead. I like
Knucklehead.
it. I
Yeah.
like it.
And CJ, you could be
Something piratey, right?
You guys
Bluebeard.
aren't you guys aren't getting the
Blackbeard.
gist of this though.
No?
It's supposed to be
I'm not.
teasing.
yeah.
Okay, well, go
Yeah.
ahead.
It's not like it's not like, oh, I like
CJ likes pirates. Let's call him pirate.
Bill likes Mega Man. I'm going to call him Mega Man. Doop, doop.
Why not?
Greg, your call sign is racing fan.
See, I was thinking of something more along the lines of like hairdo or something like that.
Oh,
Oh,
love it.
Slim.
there you go. We already know a guy named Slim, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, I would be Shorty. Just call me Shorty.
Oh, like an ironic one.
An ironic one.
I
There you go.
see. Because you're the tall guy.
You could
In
call
that
him
case-
burnout.
They-
Just call him times 3.
Oh, there you go. Times
Oh,
There
three.
you go.
times
Times
three.
3.
Times
I'll
three.
take it.
Because he always buys games 3 times.
You could also call Phil times 3.
Absolutely.
But 3 astropods.
It's true. I
I
did.
still say Thrifty fits best.
Oh, see, Bill's
Thrifty.
in the chat saying I'm
Yeah.
3 Nendroids.
Okay, so CJ's times
3
3,
Androids.
Phil's Thrifty. Those are my 2 contributions.
And you're
That's good.
I don't know. You guys come up
Greg
with
who
something.
stinks.
There you go.
There.
It's just a random insult at this point. Stupid face with smelly armpits.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit on a helmet.
Stink butt.
No.
The guy whose butt stinks like a butt.
Stink butt might fit on a helmet.
And just get
Sure.
roused out.
What's up, stink butt?
Oh man.
All right. I think that's it. I think that's where
Oh,
we'll
is that
stop. That's the end. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh my goodness.
We gotta
Wow.
finish up by a certain time. So I'm
That's
making
true.
sure that we do.
True. Hey, real quick, you want to hear a horrible nightmare of a story that I lived through, that I experienced firsthand recently?
Sure.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we recently got a new car. As you
Me
know.
too.
I know. We're car buddies. We're car twins. But we still have our old car as well. And the other day, I was going out. I was going to check the mail, if you must know.
Okay.
And I'm walking between our two cars in the
Okay.
driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm walking by, I happen to notice a wasp. There's a little
Oh.
wasp buzzing around. And I do a little, look out for the wasp. But he flies past me, and it lands on our old car's, on the lid of the gas tank.
Okay.
And our gas tank, it has the cover, and there's a little kind of bump on the cover, which is, you put your finger in to open it up.
Sure.
And it crawls over into that little bump, and it crawls inside the gas tank.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And I said, well, that's a bad place for a wasp to be.
Yeah.
So,
How long has it been since you drove this car?
well, you know what? It had been a few days.
You set fire to the car, right?
It had been a few days. So I go over into my yard, and I'm looking around for a stick, because I am not going to stick my finger in there to open up the gas cap,
Okay.
or the lid to the tank.
Yes.
So I find a stick,
You break the stick off it.
and I'm shoving the stick in, trying to
And he
wedge it
grabbed
in
it.
enough
Oh, no, now he has a stick.
to get the lever. And I flip it open, and the wasp doesn't fly out.
Right.
But the wasp is indeed just hanging out. It's clinging to the inside of the lid.
Okay.
But sure enough, right underneath the wasp, there's a tiny little modded spherical ball of kind of a papery material.
Oh, I know what that
That's what I
is.
It is a nest.
Yep.
It's the early stages of a wasp nest.
Yeah.
A wasp was building a nest in our car.
That's
Okay.
why I asked how long it had been since you drove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went over and got our hose, and I turned on the water, and I stood a good ways back from the car, and I blasted the hell out of our car
Yeah.
with the hose.
Okay.
The wasp flies off.
Okay.
The little beginning, the little germ core of the wasp nest obliterated. And I say, well, that's the end of that.
Nope.
And I close it, and I put the hose away, and I go get the mail. There was nothing exciting in the mail.
Phil, do you
So
have a
the next
garage, by
day-
the way? You have a garage where you could put your car?
We do have a garage, but right now the garage is full of stuff.
Okay. Okay.
It's
So
full of
no.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the next day I go out to get the mail again.
Yeah.
Because at
Like
least
you
I
do.
asked the mail shows up most days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Familiar with that. Yeah.
Yep.
But I decided to check. So I go and I you know what? I found the same stick. Because I put that stick, I threw it back in our yard, but I was like, I'm going to keep my eye on
That's
that
my
stick,
wasp stick.
because I'm going to need that. And I popped it open again. This was the next day. Sure enough, the wasp was back.
Yep.
So I
So
don't
now you
know-
set fire to the car.
Yeah.
You took the car directly to CarMax.
So
Nuke
that
it from
car is
orbit.
gone. I threw a bunch of oily rags in the trunk. I lit it on fire, and I drove it into a pit.
Yep.
But at the last second, I opened the door and rolled out.
Sweet. Yes.
So what I did
Uh-huh.
is I was just like, I got to do something here. I took off my shoe,
Oh.
and I'm scared to death of wasps, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a wasp fan. I took off my shoe, and I threw it very hard at the gas cap and the wasp.
Okay.
And it worked. It worked. I looked on the ground after I reclaimed my shoe.
Uh-huh.
The wasp was on the ground. And it had been bisected. I successfully murdered a wasp.
Okay.
Because I'm a man.
You do realize there's multiple wasps, I'm sure.
Well, no, there wasn't though. It was just the one.
Just the one? Okay.
And he was building a nest. She was building a nest. I don't know the gender hierarchy of the wasps. I don't know if, but
no longer.
But yes, the wasp that was in there building its nest,
vanquished,
is dead.
Yeah,
has been washed away by the rains.
Yeah, I think you're ready for Elden Ring.
Yeah,
Phil.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
you've slain an enemy.
This is my training. I am prepared now. I can handle From Software games.
That's right.
And yeah, I've checked. I've been checking every now and again, and sure enough, no more wasps are invading our car. So I did it. I scared it away.
You did it.
I didn't scare it away.
Temporarily.
I scared away its friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, this is what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You bugs.
That was a long story.
I'm from the Chicago suburbs, and I say kill them all. Bugs.
Okay.
Starship Troopers. They kill bugs in that movie.
Got it.
I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Right.
It's a satire.
Yep. That's what I hear.
It wasn't marketed that way, though.
No, it was. It really was not, was it? People were not expecting what they got. With
I did not like it, in part because
me neither.
I was expecting the movie the marketing had advertised it as.
No, I didn't like it just because it was a bad movie.
It's a better movie than what was being marketed.
Yeah.
It is a great movie.
I don't know about that.
I can't. Weirdos.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Stewart, and you'll find Generation 16 episodes as they happen.
My 1990 year in review, the edit, I am in November, so we're getting there.
Very nice. That is good to hear. You'll also find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about on the show. You will also find a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Stitcher Radio. We're on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 podcast, or you can watch us live most weeks on the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Twitters, the Twitch.televisions, all over the darned place. Just follow our Twitter account, which is @P1 podcast, to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday nights at 5:30 Pacific time. We started a little earlier today, but typically it's at 5:30. So we hope you join us for that. And I'll tell you what, if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. There are, after all, hundreds of Astrobots. So if my collection is going to be game accurate, we need your help.
Right. No.
I mean, it is true. It is true that I would like to buy hundreds of those toys, but I won't be using your Patreon funds to do so. What we will be, and by we, I mean CJ, of course. He handles all the money for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
What we will use those Patreon funds for is to, of course, help us keep streaming all those costs that come with running a podcast. But I'll tell you what, friendos, if you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
cheap.
That's right. You will gain access to a special weekly bonus episode where we play games crackwise, having fun doing all the stuff we can't do on the regular. So CJ,
yeah,
a little birdie tells me that we are not playing a game this week.
No game this week. That's right.
But you have
Instead,
what do you have for us?
I'm going to take a topic from an internet forum
Mm-hmm.
and we are going to tackle it.
We're
We're
Sounds
going
awful.
to do our reply in audio form
Oh,
as entertainment for the listeners.
that's a
We'll see how that
air
goes.
quotes around entertainment.
I know it's a lot of air quotes, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Do you want to reveal the topic? Because I think it's
Yes,
it's
I think we should.
go ahead.
All right. Well, the title of this, it's a Resetera post entitled "Discovering the Glory of the TurboGrafx 16/PC Engine Decades Later." Why didn't this penetrate the U.S. console market?
Well, if there's two things I love talking about, it's penetration and the TurboGrafx 16.
This is why this is the after show. It's too hot for the regular show.
That's right. Too hot
Mhm.
to handle.
Mm-hmm.
P1
I do
after
love me
dark.
some TurboGrafx.
Yeah.
So any excuse to talk about it some more, I am there.
We will be doing just that
Okay.
in the after show.
So tune into the after show, friends, if you want to hear us chatting more about the TurboGrafx.
Friendos.
And of course, we'll probably be doing more quizzes and stuff like that later on. But
That's right.
join us in the after show. And I'll tell you what, if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to patreon.com/generation16 to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding. And it is outstanding, even if it doesn't relate to the TurboGrafx, even if he doesn't like Starship Troopers for some bizarre reason, it's still an outstanding series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Philip. And if you support the show on Patreon to the tune of $5 per episode,
Also cheap.
you get access to my weekly vlog called The Weekly Commute, where I talk about the production of each episode, how that's going, the research that's involved, other videos I'm working on, and lately memories about different games in my game collection, which people seem to really be enjoying. So
Nice.
Fun.
please consider supporting the show. And where I only release like 2 or 3 episodes a year, you're talking like $15 for 52 episodes of this.
What's one of the recent games from your collection you've discussed?
The last week I was actually discussing Gran Turismo 3 and my experience, because that was the first Gran Turismo that I covered as a member of the gaming press. Was the first cover story I wrote, I believe, for EGM.
Oh wow.
Was the first creator that I sort of was in charge of interviewing. Interviewed him multiple times, and yeah, just sort of a lot of memories about that and the covers that because I think GT3 also kicked off Afterthoughts in EGM, which was a fantastic series that we did.
Yes, it was.
I was super proud of that. It was sort of like the first game where we really went for what Shu was talking about, where it's like, why do we cover these AAA games like crazy until the day they're released and then never talk about them again?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it was kind of the first one that we covered that way, and I was really proud of it because I did a lot of that coverage. So
Nice.
yeah, it's great.
Okay, so tune in for that
Mm-hmm.
over at Greg's Patreon, Generation 16. I guess that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
CJ,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil.
Of course. Gregory,
Yo,
thank you as well.
thank you, Philip.
Yeah, certainly. My dude, anytime. And I'll tell you what, thank you. You are wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single one of you, but especially you. Remember, of course, take care of yourself, your family, your loved ones, your friends. Do what you got to do to be safe. We hope to see you next week. Please join us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.